What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin on YouTube shit. Hey man, say man, we are Let the team man turn to motherfucker day. Show you outside big crip in the game, show you outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo, Russia deal thing, Texas stand the fuck up. Each day is a new way to be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring you down, always fight back. Never let somebody tell you who you are, but also never put yourself in a position you don't belong. Let's stay humble, let's get a revolution on this moment. Keep y'all way first. Coming to the Black Hebrew Israelite. As a real Jew, we out here. Alright, boom. Today, to motherfucker day. Show you outside big crip in the gang, show you outside shit, man. Gang, go, turn up. Bruh, it's a lot that's going on in this rap industry, man. I'm telling y'all niggas, man, it's a whole plan. I feel like it's from the government to take black African Americans who are in high power positions out the paint. If you're making a lot of money on you doing lit, they're trying to take your ass out. And I've been saying this, bruh. And then you got these people, the coons who work with the government to try to take niggas out. Demonic forces. So, we finna get to this shit, man. Boosie. You know Boosie had a lot of shit that go on in his life. You know, he done a lot of bad. He ain't perfect. He done a lot of bad and a lot of shit. We all done a lot of bad. But some bullshit is happening, man. You know, he gotta go to jail, basically, in a few weeks. And this dude named Gumby is mad at Boosie. That's why he put out a hit on him. 55,000 hit. Because he owned 55,000 or some shit. And they say when Boosie go to jail, it's in LA. Crazy. They gonna try to press him. And Boosie talks about it a little bit. We see why he gonna be mad. It's getting crazy, man. And Boosie talk about how the Fed and how it was almost a hit put on his life. But he stopped it. Let's get into it. Shout out to Scandal Scoop. So Boosie, they say he got a $52,000 bounty on his head, nigga. When you a real nigga, man, they gotta get you out the paint. You know what I'm saying? When you speaking on a real man.
Well-known rapper with a big following on social media could be headed back to prison. I want to put it behind me. I want to get it behind me and get on with my life. You know, it's a lot of things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with, you know.
Yeah.
I accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over it.
I need my money.
Oh, Gumby.
I need all of that. I hope.
Boosie's life might really be in danger, serious danger.
Oh yeah, Gumby. Yeah, he been talking about that shit. I guess he took the back end or some shit.
To make a move, so things need to happen fast. Let's break down what's really going on.
Damn.
Remember a few months ago, about 2 months back, when Boosie pled guilty in that federal case involving a firearm? Well, it looks like that plea might come with way more trouble than just prison time. That deal could end up being the worst move he's ever made. Some people even think it could cost him everything. Boosie is set to be sentenced in about 10 days on November 21st, and it's all connected to that case he caught in San Diego. Since it happened in California, he's expected to serve time in a state facility out there. Boosie thought taking the plea would calm things down, but it might have done the opposite. See, Boosie still has unfinished business in California, and there are people who reportedly plan to confront him once he arrives behind bars.
Oh, shit.
Word is, a group known as the Hoovers supposedly announced that when Boosie touches down in that California state prison, they
Why are
ready
you going to California?
him. So what's behind all this tension between Boosie and the Hoovers? It all traces back to an incident involving a well-known figure named Gumby.
Fighting Boosie. Like, I don't have nothing to do with none of that. I don't know if they were supposed to fight. I don't even give a I got my own issue with Boosie on Hoover. Like, y'all already heard about it before on Real Tone on Hoover. I need my hooves on West Side Hoover. Supposed to be going to the federal penitentiary area where my homeboys is at on Hoover. But they going one way or another. They going to beat me. They going to have to speak up for what they supposed to speak up on.
Damn, this shit getting crazy, nigga.
That was in your inbox. What's his name? Oh, the Boosie's brother. I don't give a I need my money. Talking about slandering you.
Damn.
I need my bread. You did some whole bad business. I hope they try to make it seem like, oh, some janky promoter, some other bullshit. No, your brother ran off with my money, Boosie. Boosie, he ran off with my money. Remember that? I'm the nigga that showed you.
A few years ago, Boosie and Gumby clashed after Gumby threw a concert. At that time, Boosie's manager was his own brother, TK. Gumby had handed over payment, expecting Boosie to perform at the show. Boosie's brother confirmed the deal and said, yo, Boosie's going to perform for this. But something went wrong, and that's where everything started to fall apart. So Gumby handed Boosie's brother the full amount they agreed on, every dollar of it. But when Boosie showed up to the concert, things went left fast. He refused to perform, claiming he hadn't been paid yet. The issue, Gumby had already given the payment to Boosie's brother, who then disappeared and never showed up. That's when the situation got heated and things nearly spiraled out of control. Boosie ended up under serious pressure to perform that night. Now here's where things get wild.
But this shit is
Boosie
crazy.
eventually hit the stage, but not because he wanted to. He did it after getting cornered by Gumby and what witnesses say were over 200 people from the Hoover side. Boosie didn't have really an option at that point. To make matters worse, Gumby had to pull another $7,500 out of his own pocket because TK,
who stole your money, remember that, Boosie? I need my hooves, bro. On Hoover. I need my hooves. Going to the penitentiary area, you know what I'm saying, the federal penitentiary on Hoover. Somebody gonna answer about my money, I promise you. I promise you, I need my dollars, bro. The last thing I heard me and Boosie talked about is, look, bro, get with your people, and my people get with yours. We're gonna work it out. That was years ago. I ain't forgot. I need my dollars. I lost $52,000 in that concert, bro. On Hoover. And on top of that, I showed a real Boosie supposed to be a real nigga. I showed Groove your brother was stealing from me. That's how he learned that his brother was stealing from me. Because the nigga stole from me and I wasn't going for it. On Hoover.
Boosie's brother never paid Boosie the money he was owed. Gumby basically had to throw in some extra cash, just enough to convince Boosie to step on stage and keep the crowd calm. So from what's been told, Boosie ended up performing and the show went on. Realistically, if TK was the one who mishandled that $7,500, then the issue should have been between TK and Gumby, right? But that's not how Gumby saw it.
Right now,
OG Hoover later claimed the concert was a financial disaster. He said he lost around $52,000 putting that event together. Now he believes Boosie and TK are both responsible for that loss and treats them like they one and the same. Now it's all coming down to one question. Who's paying that debt? Is it TK or is it Boosie? Either way, somebody's got to make it right. Boosie tried to calm things down by promising Gumby that they'd work together in the future. He told him he was sorry for what his brother did and that he wanted to build a solid business relationship moving forward. But from how it looks now, Boosie might have just been saying whatever he needed to say to make it out of that building safely. Because the second Boosie walked out, he completely went silent.
I need my money. My money. I need all of that. On Hoover.
You mentioned Boosie going to the federal penitentiary in California.
His son going too for that switch.
His son got caught in...
I heard his son got caught with a switch.
But not in California.
Nah, wherever they was at. I don't give a f***. You get caught with a switch, you going to that place.
Yeah, you get caught with a switch, that cooked.
How do you think he's going to be treated in... like California? Is it like you have to join a gang or?
Yeah, you get caught with a switch, nigga.
Feds, right?
I mean, I don't really know how he's gonna be treated, but I guarantee you, if a nigga bust them doors open, the first Hoover that I know that know me, that know anything about me, gonna be asked about my violence. I can guarantee you that.
He cut off all communication. No calls, no messages, nothing. Gumby's been waiting for that money ever since, and he still wants every bit of that $52,000 he says he lost from that concert. And now that word's out that Boosie's about to be sentenced in just 10 days and headed to a California state prison, Gumby's paying attention. Reports say he's already letting people know he hasn't forgotten and he wants what's owed. Allegedly, Gumby's been sending a message loud and clear, calling on everyone connected to him inside the system to stand on that and make sure Boosie faces the situation head on. This is bad news for Boosie, because one of the worst things you can do is walk into prison while still owing someone money. And even worse, going in with that kind of history already attached to your name. Some people are saying that people close to Gumby even warned my homeboy gonna meet you, and they better get my paper. That's how serious
It
it's
gets
got.
tough out
Since
there,
this
nigga.
whole story
It
is
get
going
tough in
public,
prison
the
anywhere.
pressure around Boosie just
Nigga, I know
keeps
where
getting
Uncle
louder
Ricky
and more
from.
dangerous. There's only two ways this can end, no cap. Either Boosie walks
Good.
into prison, labeled a mark who folded, or he stays hard and takes whatever that brings. Both are dangerous. Right
Both are
now, he's in
dangerous.
deep trouble. And this ain't no joke.
He was a real nigga who was in a bad situation. That's why he went on and fired the bitch Q. Hoover that night. He said, look, yeah, Boosie got calm. It's a real nigga shit. But at the end of the day, on Hoover though, when Groove was allowed to leave up out of the room, said, hey, and how that actually played out was that I explained to him after I caught his attention that his brother had stolen from me. And I showed him the bank account and I explained to him what happened. And he agreed that he never received that money. That's him, his brother TQ was on some fat shit and me and him was gonna do business. So if you see the footage from the concert, me and Lil Boosie went out and did a whole duo. Yeah, he did. But at the end of the day, our business is still not finished. I lost $52,000 in that concert. I need my money from TQ, Lil Boosie, what's the name? Blue Contrail. What's the name? Blue Contrail. No, that's the bitch. Those are the nasty, but we used to see it. What's the nigga name? That nigga there.
Got that fat ass blunt, nigga.
I don't give a fuck who gives it to me.
If Boosie pays Gumby after Gumby already went online saying, my homeboy's gonna see you in that jail, then Boosie becomes a marked man, an easy target who got paid off to stay safe. That's the narrative that'll spread fast. Buster paid not to get packed out, paid to survive. That kind of label will stick and make him a walking target in there. Knowing Boosie's pride, he's likely not gonna hand over that money. He gets the fallout if he
Yeah, I
does.
don't think he gonna hand over that
If he doesn't
goddamn
pay,
money on
Gumby's
nigga.
move sends a clear signal to the rest of the yard. Apply pressure, exploit the debt, get what's owed. Either way, it's a lose-lose. Pay and get marked, or hold firm and risk deadly consequences inside.
If that was Charles Stone,
People
you already
already
know that
talking
nigga
like,
snitching like
my
a canary,
homeboy gonna
bitch.
meet you, get my paper. That line went public and now the pressure zone. No matter how much clout Boosie thinks he has, walking into a prison with this hanging over you is wild dangerous.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
It
It's
might
real
not
crazy.
end well for him. It doesn't matter how much street credit Boosie's built up or how famous he is.
Lil Boosie would have never even knew what his brother was up to if his brother didn't never steal from me. So Hoover, he stole from me. And on Westside Hoover, I'm like, the fuck? On my money. It just so happened that his brother didn't come. So I had to deal with Lil Boosie. And just like you see him on TV, he cocky. Oh, but see, he didn't understand. You're in the building with 200 Hoopers. And I'm Gumby Hoover. Ain't no Boosie badass here. Gumby badass. So
Y'all know that's what happened in
his
Nipsey.
defense on Hoover, he was.
Oh, that nigga trying to get some beats started.
It's Boosie, it's too big. It's stunner from Vegas. It's bodyguard from Ray Street. And I think like the road manager. Yeah, I hope that's the nigga road manager. I told that nigga in my eyes, bitch, slap the shit with you. I'm Hoover. Like, it went bad because he's mad at Jay-Z. I ain't never met Jay-Z before. I'm from Hoover. I'm off Code and Fig. Nigga, I don't know none of these people you talking about. But your brother just made me pay $7,500 more out of my budget. I need to holler at Groove.
None of that power reaches inside a California state prison. That kind of fame means nothing behind those walls.
That's a fact.
He just doesn't have enough.
Cause a lot of
to
niggas
stand
don't give a
against the
fuck. They
Hoovers
like
in
is
their own
already in danger or they
If
fucked
they
over.
decide he's a target, it's
Got
gonna be
99
hard
to
for him
life,
to move
bitch.
safely.
Crip, I got like
The
20 years
word
or
is
15
that the
years.
Hoovers want Boosie keeping his head on a swivel, then that's exactly what it's gonna be. And if he refuses to pay that $52,000, he might be walking into a nightmare. If I was Boosie right now, I'd be begging the judge to reconsider where I serve my time. I'd be in court saying, Yana, please, I can't go to a California state prison. It might sound wild, and yeah,
But why
some
did he have to
people
go
might
to
call
where
that
did he
snitching.
get caught in San
Sometimes
Diego?
survival means swallowing your pride. Boosie's in a situation where he's got to pick his poison, either face the streets inside or speak up for his safety. There's really no clean way out of this one. And look, this is no disrespect to Gumby. He's a known figure, especially in those California circles. But when you see his interviews, it's hard not to notice how he carries himself. He moves and talks with that same cool, calm, intimidating energy you see from a movie villain. The way he sits, the tone in his voice, is like watching a real-life character straight out of a superhero flick. And through it all, he stands firm on his identity. Man, that's Boosie we're talking about. But Gumby on Hoover, and right now, he's one of the most talked about.
So he doing the whole Boosie shit. And I understand that I approach you. What's up, bro? I'm Gumby. I'll do the concert for you. I don't want to hear all that shit. I need my back end. I don't understand what you're talking about.
I remember he was talking crazy to Adam though. That shit was hilarious.
I just got out of prison. I explained my
You know, Adam a
situation to him.
goofball ass nigga though.
He shut me off
Trip.
there.
That white boy need to get packed out.
Make sure I meet them saying straight off again.
That's the only dude who haven't got packed out yet. Is Adam, goofy ass.
At that point, I kind of like got upset because it was a miscommunication. Like, me and Groove ain't got no issue. I'm looking for the nigga to throw my hoes, and you interfering. And it kind of like...
If he gonna pack anybody out, I mean, at least pack Adam big goofy ass out.
I'm sending it a little bit to you.
True.
I'm sending a little bit to you. I hope this ain't no bit. You know what I mean?
People online, his interviews, his stories, he's straight up entertainment. But for Boosie, this situation is no joke. If he walks into that California state prison, he knows what's waiting for him. He should be standing in front of that judge saying, Your Honor, I can't go to
Only
California
thing about
state prison.
man,
if I do, it's over
is
for
they
me.
have
There's
way
already a
more
green light on
time
my name. I won't make
to
it.
start up a
And
system.
honestly, if the
In
court
jail,
looked at everything that's out
you only
there,
got like
the
8 months
videos,
to a
the
year,
online
maybe 2
chatter,
years in jail,
public threats,
and then
they
you get
probably
moved on.
realize Boosie's
You
not
ain't got no
lying.
time to
They see that
make
walking
a
into that prison
system.
could be a real
Prison, they
danger
got
to
time
his
to make a
life.
system.
Maybe then the
That's the
judge
only
would
thing about
say,
prison.
You know what, Boosie? You're right.
But
No
you can die
prison
in jail
time,
on prison.
just
Anyone,
probation.
Crip.
What makes things even messier is that Boosie doesn't even live in California
Yeah.
full time. If he was from there, maybe he could pull some strings or work out some peace, but that's not the case.
He live in
Boosie lives in
ATL.
Atlanta. He was only in San Diego for a short time, just to handle a feature and make some money from a quick booking. But when he hit that neighborhood, he didn't feel safe, so he kept protection on him, and that decision changed everything. That's what
So now you
sparked
gotta go
the
to
whole
a California
situation.
prison.
Later on, during the interview,
bitch.
someone tried to calm
It's like me
Gumby
going to
down,
California
saying,
prison. I don't
Hey
know
man,
not a
Boosie wouldn't do
single
you like
nigga
that.
out here
It's
in
probably a
California.
misunderstanding.
Nigga, I be
Gumby
having
wasn't trying to
trouble
hear
where I'm
it. He
at
wasn't
in
backing
jail,
down
bitch.
for
And
a
I be
second.
fighting for my
When
life,
those
bitch.
prison doors open
You
on
get what I'm
Boosie's
saying?
first
So
night in
that's where I'm
California,
from.
it's
Nigga,
going to be
imagine
tense.
in
The
California,
first
nigga,
Hoover he
nobody
runs
know
into
you.
is definitely going to
You
bring
know
up
what
that
I'm
old
saying?
drama. No question. Man, if that moment comes, it might be a wrap for him. It's sad to even say it, but it might be nice knowing you, Boosie. The danger
ain't finna
around
say
this
that.
situation is no exaggeration.
Boosie's still a gangster, though.
There's a reason people say California carries a heavy rep in the industry. That state been tied to too many tragic stories involving artists from all over the country.
Nigga,
West Coast has a
Louisiana got some
history
tough
of
ass shit
major
too.
losses
Niggas like
and
this,
major
like,
drama,
bruh.
and it's left
It's
a
tough
mark that
everywhere.
still haunts
Texas,
hip-hop
California,
today.
Chicago,
The East Coast knows that
LA,
pain too well. Just think about
nigga,
it. Tupac, though
ATL.
born in New York, was taken out after moving west. Then Biggie, another legend, gone right after. And when the East finally started to build a new wave with young stars like Pop Smoke, he was taken too, right there in California. Even Philly wasn't safe. P&B Rock lost his life out there too. So now people are scared that if something happens to Boosie in California, it might be the breaking point. It could spark something serious between regions, like people finally saying enough is enough. You
Florida
start
got some
seeing
crazy
fans,
shit going
maybe
on.
even whole movements
It's
demanding
tough
unity
everywhere,
from the
nigga.
South, the East, and everywhere else just to protect their own. The way things are going, it's like watching a hip-hop version of Avatar, The Last Airbender. West Coast is starting to look like the Fire Nation, always in the middle of the heat. So now the question is, will there ever be a rapper who's truly off limits out there? Or is every artist at risk the moment they cross those lines? Tell me what you think. If you were in Boosie's position, how would you handle it? Would you take that plea and risk it? Or would you fight for a safer outcome? Drop your thoughts in the
Shit, at the end
comments.
of the day, man, I
If
gotta
you've been
take
following this
what I
wild
put
story,
out.
hit that like button and let me know what you think should happen
You
next.
run from your problem, you ain't gonna get nowhere. Shout out to OG Jericho, man. He gonna kind of explain it, and we gonna watch the videos of what's really going on. You know, with Gumby getting mad at Boosie, man. Like, hey, it's beef.
I got my own issue with Boosie on Hoover. Like, y'all already heard about it before on Real Tune on Hoover. I need my hooves on West Side Hoover. It's supposed to be going to the federal penitentiary area where my homeboys is at on Hoover. They go one way or another. They gonna read me. They gonna have to speak up for what they supposed to speak up on Hoover. Nigga, I need my money.
I ain't worried about that. Say you going to jail.
For sure. Yeah, all right.
I ain't going to jail.
You mentioned Boosie going to the federal penitentiary in California. I guarantee you, if niggas bust them doors open, the first hooper that I know that know me, that know anything about me, gonna be asking about my violence. I can guarantee you that.
Our business is still not finished. On Hoover, I lost $52,000 in that concert, and I need my money.
You shot straight, but you shot late.
Crazy.
This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
That shit wild as
I'm gonna
fuck.
give you the rundown.
As the saying goes, two mountains will never meet, but two gangsters most definitely will. And that's the story of how it all unfolded with Southern rap artist Boosie Badass and Los Angeles Hoover Crip OG Gumby, who bumped heads over a bad business deal, claims OG Gumby. And OG Gumby will go on to claim that the brother of Boosie, TQ, was the one that he initially talked to, but, TQ ended up stealing the money that OG Gumby put up for Boosie Badass to show up in this concert that Gumby was promoting, who he claimed he had 200 Hoovers there and more gang members in attendance, where him and the Hoovers locked Boosie in the green room, and pressed him, right? Sweated him about the money that was owed to him by Boosie's brother, initially TQ. And, OG Gumby even, he acknowledged the fact that he knew that Boosie wasn't the one behind this, and that he had proof that Boosie's brother was the reason that all this occurred, and Boosie's brother had stolen the money, the back-end money, and all this that Boosie was talking about. OG Gumby claimed he had nothing to do with that. Nothing with Jay-Z and Live Nation and all this that Boosie was going on about his money, right, that he didn't receive to complete the show. And OG Gumby said he was left in the dark. And the brother of Boosie did not show up to this concert where he could even holler at Groove to see what was going on with the money on, okay? And leaving Boosie to have to fend for himself and find his way out of that venue against these 200 plus Hoovers that was in attendance at this concert.
I needed to talk to Lil Boosie about my money. I don't notice his mother Instagram going off. Lil Boosie, he going off over. Like, he want his back end. I had to ask somebody, what the fuck this nigga talking about his back end? I thought once I paid, I didn't know. So I'm naive to the whole little script. So they telling me what he's talking about, but that don't have anything to do with me. You're talking about Jay-Z and Live Nation and your back end. I don't know nothing about that. But I do know about your brother TQ stealing my mother money. We need to address that. Now, mind you, this is a concert with Lil Boosie and 200 hooks. I have a personal problem with this man. And it wasn't even a problem with Lil Boosie. It was a problem with his management, which is his brother TQ. And just like he see him on
his brother TQ just been doing
TV,
goofy shit, nigga.
He cocky. But see, he didn't understand. You're in the building with 200 hooks. And I'm Gumby, Hoover. Ain't no Boosie Badass in here. Gumby Badass. Hoover, though. So...
He said Gumby Badass.
In his defense on Hoover, he was outnumbered. We were in the green room. And I think like the road manager. But at the end of the day, on Hoover, though, when Groove was allowed to leave up out of the room, I need my bread. I don't give a fuck who give it to me.
Gumby will go on to explain, to make a long story short, that Boosie had found out through OG Gumby, that his brother TQ was definitely stealing from him. And this wasn't knowledge to Boosie until the situation occurred with OG Gumby. So Gumby felt like Boosie should at least had, acknowledged the fact and, recognized the fact that he would have never found this out had it not been for the situation that, OG Gumby and TQ had with this stolen money and Boosie not receiving all of his cash to do this concert, which led to more problems and Boosie suing his brother TQ up ahead. Now, after his initial interview with Real Tune TV, Tune doubled back and brought OG Gumby back again for another interview where he stated in the interview when asked by Tune as far as the status of the situation about the $52,000 that he felt was owed to him by Boosie, right? That's when OG Gumby explained that he knew Boosie was headed to the federal penitentiary and that he had Hoover gang members there ready to press him about OG Gumby's money as soon as those cell doors unlocked and popped. And it was definitely going to be some answering and some questions going on about this money that's owed to OG Gumby.
A well-known rapper with a big following on social media could be headed back to prison after he pleaded guilty to a gun charge in federal court today.
Boosie was arrested during a traffic stop here in San Diego 2 years ago. CBS 8's Kelly Hezedal joins us live downtown. Kelly, you were in the courtroom. You also spoke to Boosie. What can you tell us?
Boosie.
That's right, and his legal name is Torrance Hatch. Now, a lot of times defendants don't really want to talk to us if they're still going through court proceedings, but he was fine with it. He says he accepts responsibility for what happened, and he's ready to move forward.
I want to put it behind me. I want to get it behind me and get on with my life. You know, it's a lot of things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with. And, accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over it.
How do you think he's going to be treated in, like, California? Is it like you have to join a gang or because it's the feds, right?
I mean, I don't really know how he's going to be treated, but I guarantee you if niggas bust them doors open, the first hooper that I know that know me, that know anything about me, going to be asked about my violence. I can guarantee you that. I got my own issue with Boosie on Hoover. Like y'all already heard about it before on Real Tune on Hoover. I need my hooves on West Side Hoover. It's supposed to be going to the federal penitentiary area where my homeboys is at on Hoover. They go one way or another. Nigga gonna read me. Nigga gonna have to speak up for what they supposed to speak up on Hoover. Nigga, I need my money. TK, TQ, whoever that was in your inbox. What's the name?
Oh, the Boosie's brother.
I don't give a I need my money. Talking about slandering you. I don't gotta do none of that. I need my bread. You did some whole bad business. They try to make it seem like, some janky promoter or some other bullshit. No, your brother ran off with my money, Boosie. Boosie, he ran off with my money. Remember that?
Well, I know Boosie. I don't know him like that. We don't know each other that well. But I'm knowing he's an honest man as far as on the bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, Boosie doesn't seem like the type who would just drive. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know him personally. At that time, I was doing concerts, you know what I'm saying? And I had him, Plies, Apple Watch, you know what I'm saying? What's up to the HG? I hope you get better. You know what I'm saying? I seen you, you know what I'm saying? I like all your shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep struggling. I hope gang shit. Need to find out. You gotta struggle to live, HG. You know what I'm saying? You came a long way. You know what I'm saying? She walking, she up, she doing her shit, man. Love you, man. But back to what I was saying, though. I had a few different people that night that I was doing the concert with. You know what I'm saying? And I literally missed the concert, you know what I'm saying? Into it with this nigga, explaining to him what the situation was with his people who stole my bread. You feel me? So once he realized what his people did, who his TQ, 2K, whatever the fuck this name is, you know what I mean? Whatever his name is, when he found out what he did, that same night, he said on his own Instagram, I don't got no manager. Book me at Boosie.com. Because he seen that this nigga stole the bread and put him in a situation. There's 200 hoopers in this building. It was Boosie, his road manager, the nigga he had that was supposed to be his bodyguard from Grape Street, and one other person, I believe. You know what I mean? But it's 200 hoopers in here. So he's not in a good situation. You know what I mean?
So he do know some niggas from LA though. If he has a bodyguard from Grape Street.
Once all the rah-rah shit was over with, I'm saying I was able to show Groove, look, this is my point right here. Your brother stole my. You know what I mean? And that's what led him to say, okay, well, I don't got no manager. This what led him to sue his brother for $500,000. But at the same time, I'm out $52,000, bro. I need my bread, bro, from somebody.
I believe his brother got jumped over that.
Well, I don't know. I ain't had nothing to do with nobody getting jumped. You know, stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just now addressing it because, see, like, everything comes around. Everything comes around, bro. You can't do nothing to no real nigga. You know what I mean? And just get away with it clean. Don't work like that. Especially if that real nigga still living.
You know what I'm saying? So I say, like, literally, like, I ain't able to reach out to Boosie or his brother. I don't even know his brother at all. You know what I'm saying? I never had any contact with him, but my direct contact was with Boosie, you know what I'm saying, and the people that I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, which helped me put on the concert. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's all third-party information, but I feel like I'm the only that got and I need my bread.
Now, it seems like Boosie done responded to OG Gumby's claims that he don't care how he gets his money, whether it's TQ, who initially took the money from him, or Boosie, right? The brother who's famous and who OG Gumby's looking like he's trying to make pay for a situation that his brother finessed him out of. Now, when asked about how he feels about the time he's about to serve in the federal penitentiary, Boosie said that he's not worried about nothing. And even though this clip of OG Gumby was already out before Boosie did this little short interview, that could be, taken as if he's throwing shots at Gumby saying, look, I ain't worried about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about nothing, because then Boosie backdoors and says, I'm not going to jail. Boosie backdoors and says, I'm not going to jail.
Boosie, what's up, man? You got your upcoming sentence in your next court date in about 12 days, November 21st.
Yeah.
How you feel about the overall situation, though?
I ain't worried about nothing, man. I trust in God. I ain't stressing or nothing, bro. Like,
for sure.
I'm living my life. Gonna go take me a trip to Miami.
For sure.
I trust in God, bro. I ain't going to jail.
For sure. Yeah, all right.
I ain't going to jail. There's one thing about me, big boy. My chin up and my chest high.
Yeah.
So this ain't my first rodeo, nigga.
Yeah.
All right, fam.
Talk your shit,
I'm not
Boosie.
going, right? He doesn't want to speak that into existence. So I'm pretty sure Boosie had, heard about what OG Gumby was saying. He had already been, interviewed before on Real Tune TV, and he said, this story before about how he felt, Boosie owes him this money. He doesn't care if it's, Boosie or his brother who pays him. He just needs his money, right? From this $52,000 loss that he claims that the state gave him the money to put on these shows.
On Hoover. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, on some real nigga, if I show you that your brother stole $500,000 from you, you know what I'm saying, how you not going to make sure that what I had going on is right? Without me, that could have continued stealing and doing all the foul shit that Boosie accused him of. You know what I mean? But here I am speaking about the situation. Oh, here's some janky shit, because this is Boosie. I don't give a who you is, bro. I need my money, bro. I need my bro. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling that at all. I don't give a fuck. His brother didn't text you talking about suing me and some more shit. Do what you need to do. Show up at court. I need my bread. You did that. And the crazy thing about it is that, see, they like, oh, this some type of game. No, that was money that the state gave me to throw those concerts. So I got every record that I'm supposed to have.
Damn.
I'm not the type of nigga to go jump in court because I don't like the police. You know what I'm saying? I've been through the whole situation I've been through, so I'm thinking us as, you know what I'm saying, supposed to be real. We can work this shit out without them. They ain't heard nothing from them. But see, now you got to go where I got people that can be right next to you.
Now, Boosie spoke as if, he's not going to go do no time at all. Now, I don't know if this is something that, he might
This shit getting real Mickey tricky.
have personal knowledge of, that they're still contemplating, and maybe he can get some type of different deal on this where he doesn't do no time. But, for him to say that he's not going to jail, right? And we just heard that he just took a plea, signed a plea deal. We thought all this was already sealed and a done deal. So, for him to say that and state that, it's kind of wild. And, that's something we're going to have to see what's going on when he turns himself in.
Rapper Boosie, whose real name is Torrance Ivy Hatch Jr., pleaded guilty to a charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm.
This charge stems from his 2023 arrest in San Diego's Choice View neighborhood, where police found the 42-year-old with 2 guns during a traffic stop. He initially planned to plead guilty for probation, but the case was then dismissed last year after a Ninth Circuit court ruled that it it was unconstitutional to ban nonviolent felons from owning guns. A larger panel from that court, though, later reversed the ruling, upholding the ban. So now Boosie is set to be sentenced later this year in November.
And his attorney provided us this video of him performing on stage. Now, Hatch, known as Boosie to his fans, now awaits sentencing. He's a father of 9 kids. His fiancée was with him in court today. So some background on this case. It stems from a traffic stop in San Diego in May 2023. Hatch was arrested in Choias View after police found 2 guns inside a vehicle he was riding in. Now, the state charges were eventually dropped, but the feds then pursued a case against him because he was a convicted felon in possession of a firearm, which violates federal law. Now, the 42-year-old rapper announced earlier this month on social media that he was going to take a plea deal, and so this morning he went before a judge and entered that guilty plea. So here's what his defense attorney told me outside court.
I am optimistic for Mr. Hatch. He, as you just explained, wanted nothing more than to accept responsibility and put this behind him. And now it's my job to make sure the court understands the scope of the case and what the case is really about. More importantly, all of the amazing things that Mr. Hatch has done for the community, continues to do, and the amazing things that he will do going forward.
Bro, this shit getting wild.
Do not pay your car insurance.
The details of that plea deal have not been released as of yet, so, who knows what Boosie knows about this plea deal that, the public hasn't found out as of yet, but we shall see coming the day of when he supposedly turned himself in. Now, OG Gumby will state that Boosie did not back down when him and the 200-plus Hoovers did lock him in that room and press him about that money that was owed. And he said Boosie, was, shocked and taken back that his brother was stealing from him. This is first time, finding out anything like this, which led to Boosie firing.
So this what led to all this shit happening over the
Gumby was saying that, Boosie and him talked. That's how Boosie was able to get about that room and
all the
made an
people close
agreement
to
that he
you.
would
They
make
try
it
to
right.
get these niggas chances, niggas need to play for
Contact
every
information,
time.
and Boosie and him would do business. But, he even stated that him and Boosie got on stage together and did a duet after that. But the business was still never handled about the money being paid to OG Gumby, which Gumby is stating is still unfinished business.
When Grove was allowed to leave up out of the room, said, and how that actually played out was that I explained to him after I caught his attention that his brother had stolen from me. And I showed him the bank account and I explained to him what happened. And he agreed that he never received that money in the sense that his brother TQ was on some fat shit and me and him was going to do business. So if you see the footage from the concert, me and Lil Boosie went out and did a whole duo over gay shit. But at the end of the day, our business is still not finished. I lost $52,000 in that concert, and I need my money.
So, when it comes to OG Hoover, Gumby, a lot of people think that, he's just woofing on the internet, that he's just talking, that, Boosie's not going to pay him nothing because he's already claimed that he pressed Boosie, right? He locked his door in the green room, and him and 200 Hoovers allegedly, confronted Boosie about this money that was owed to OG Gumby, but many people are saying, wow, y'all had 200-something Hoovers and Boosie still didn't give you the money. You had all this manpower.
That's what I was thinking.
Outnumbering Boosie. And
I
y'all
think that's the
still
whole time.
couldn't get him to
You got
give you the money.
over 200 Hoovers
kind
and
of
still
crazy
can't
to
get
a
the
lot of
money out?
people who are looking at the situation. And, OG Gumby is still on a mission from what he is saying in interviews that he's going to have manpower everywhere in the penitentiary. No matter where Boosie is going, it's going to be Hoovers that are going to, ask about this money, see about that money that he owes OG Gumby, allegedly.
I guess I thought when I told y'all about the situation with Lil Boosie and his brother in his face. Nah, okay, but do a show. They beat you out the bread, though. Yeah, I'm good. Did they beat you? Did they show up? Well, they had to kidnap Boosie. Well, it wasn't. The show didn't sell? The show didn't sell? What ended up happening is his brother, right? His brother has been on this show. Yeah, TQ, right? And
TQ? That's the one we brought. Okay.
So this dude right here, what he did is, a month before the show was to go on, he texted the promoters, Monster and FBI, and tell them, look, I double booked Boosie, right? So we gonna have to postpone y'all show. I'm like, what? Nah, that don't happen. So I'm like, okay, so what y'all booking for? He said he booked him for $7,500 more. So that made the insurance go up. No, the Boosie, his insurance was high as fuck, because he was a whole rapper. I had Boosie, Plies, over there. So I said, okay, well, fuck it. I'm going to give it to y'all. So to get him there, because on Hova, this was not the contract. I ain't finna go to court against y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to holler at y'all when y'all get here. Did they show up? Boosie showed up. Well, that's all you need to show up. He kept it real. But they were not on the same page about the money. First of all, I'm a club promoter. I don't have your back end. You just got $15,000 in my pocket, in your pocket of my money right now. You ain't finna show up here talking about no motherfucking back end. What was he supposed to get paid, 30? He was supposed to get paid 25. He had another 10 coming. Where's it coming from? It's coming from the venue. He was mad about the venue. They wanted to pay him in a check.
Now, many people feel like Boosie got too much going on with himself right now. You know, he's facing federal prison, turning himself in on November 21st for the sentencing. And also his son, you know, Lil Tootie Raw. He got caught with a switch. That's a federal charge off the rip. So he's also facing time as well in the feds. The son and the father.
Damn, nigga.
So people like, man, Boosie ain't worried about what this guy Gumby is talking about. Right? He got too much going on for himself at the moment anyway. They be worried about some guy on the internet, you know, talking about a claim from, you know, months and months back. So with two gangsters finally meeting up because of a technicality and things weren't running smoothly as they should have possibly been when this concert was promoted by OG Gumby, and Boosie got caught in the middle of it because his brother was doing bad business. And now you have OG Gumby, who has a history of gang banging, Hoover, 9 Deuce Crip. OG Gumby is the epitome of I'm not a killer, but don't push me. Because Reggie, OG Gumby Cole, committed his first murder in the Sea Yard of California's Calipatria State Prison. He was a member of the 92 Hoover Crips, had a prison tattoo that read Ghetto Star on his shoulder, and another of 9 Deuce in black letters across his stomach. Everybody knew that if you fuck with Gumby, he will stab you, Cole says. He was typically not a brawler. He had maintained his innocence since first being charged with homicide at the age of 18 and spent much of his time in the law library researching his case in a place known as Calipatria, where violence is power. Cole was the rare inmate who proudly claimed not to be a killer. That is, before he became a target of Eddie Clark, a.k.a. The Devil, a Crip from South Central who had spent half of his life behind bars, first as a juvenile for beating another teen to death, then for S.A.ing an elderly woman and shooting her son during a robbery as an adult. To be marked by the Devil was to be marked for either death or S.A. servitude. Cole seemed to be facing both. After he refused to follow a gang order, the Devil had stabbed Cole twice and then whispered in Cole's ear, "You're now my bitch." In the Sea Yard, inmates get patted down before returning to their cells. It was not uncommon for guards to find weapons hidden in the sole or sock or shoe tucked into a waistband, if not someplace more obscure. According to the official report, they say that Cole started digging around in a place that he knew he had hidden a shank previously on the yard. Once Cole dug that old shank up, that poker, right, he was ready for some revenge. As this incident had just taken place, right? Devil had just stabbed him twice and whispered in his ear that he was now his bitch. And Cole had to get some type of retribution, being in fear to get punked out, marked out, and bitched out, and possibly becoming a sidewalk sissy to Devil. And guess what? According to court documents, a guard placed his hand on Devil's hulking 200-pound frame to pat him down. The Devil extended his arms outward for inspection, revealing a tattoo of a hand gripping a sword on his right forearm. He also had a tattoo of his own self-portrait in the act of slitting a man's throat on his right rib cage. Cole watched a few feet away, clutching a 6-inch poker fashioned from a shard of metal and a melted potato chip bag. Wow, that's creative. OG Gumby wasn't fucking around, was he? As the guard bent over to pat Devil's legs, OG Gumby, Reggie Cole, leapt forward and stabbed the Devil in the neck. The blade punctured the Devil's voice box. Blood spurted into the air and on the guard, who had never seen a prison murder before, pulled his pepper spray out of his holster. "Get down," he yelled. All the men in the yard on the ground. Cole lay on his belly. I already know what I did, he told the guards. Devil staggered onto a patch of grass, helplessly pressing his hand against the gushing 1-inch wound. My first thought was like, I gotta go help him, Reggie Cole said. It was very terrifying. I've never seen someone bleed to death. He was looking at me the whole time. By the time the doctor attended to him 30 minutes later, the devil.
Let's get it.
Cole was serving a life without parole sentence for the 1994 murder of Felipe Gonzalez Angeles. Now he faced a death penalty for killing the devil. His trial, held in Imperial County, should have been a swift affair. There was little to dispute his guilt, but as the case wore on, Cole's lawyer became increasingly convinced that his client had been wrongfully convicted of the first instance. There was no physical evidence linking Cole to the crime, and serious concerns that the police investigation had been flawed from the start, but that only raised more troubling questions in his case. If the state had falsely imprisoned Cole, was he now accountable for the violence that resulted from the error? Reinvestigation eventually proved persuasive forensic evidence showed that the victim, Angeles, had been killed from above and not at a street level like the witness, John Jones, said he seen the black African-American males on the street right before the murder of Angeles. No fingerprints attached Cole or Anthony to the scene, and the witness, John Jones, had retracted his testimony. No eyewitnesses could identify Cole. Okay, and now the judge decided, and it came down to February of 2008, which time Cole had spent merely 14 years in prison. And the judge decided that Cole had been wrongfully convicted of the murder of Angeles. In the same trial, that man was facing the death penalty for an obvious murder. He had been cleared of one that he didn't commit. Never seen that, and you never will again, Robinson said. Reggie O.G. Gumby Cole will be awarded $5.2 million from the city of Los Angeles for being wrongly convicted of those crimes. Now, with Boosie Badass having a dangerous background himself, even having his own shooter, with the words tatted on his stomach, "Yo, Boosie, who's next?" Boss man Boosie was calling shots. You know, allegedly, Marlo Michael still serving time for those alleged crimes, right? And as we know, Boosie's not going to back down, as he didn't back down then when OG Gumby confronted him, right? Boosie said he's not worried about nothing. He's taking trips, going to Miami, right? Right before he has to go turn himself in on the 21st of November. So y'all get in the comment section, and y'all let me know what y'all think about this entire situation. And until the next time, this is OG Chicario TV with the latest in rap, hip-hop, celebrity.
Bro, this shit getting wild, man. Before that, Boosie talking about somebody tried to take him out.
Last year, I ain't tell nobody this. Not the blogs, not the internet, not even some folks in my circle. Cause real ones move in silence.
Facts.
But now,
Trip.
one of them dudes just got killed. So I'ma talk. I got booked for a show out of town, not even in the South. When I land, this security team come scoop me up. I ain't never seen them before, but they got earpieces, black trucks, say they with the promoter. Whole time, they moving too tight, too professional. But something felt off, energy wasn't right. We pull off, and I'm trying to peep the GPS. Route don't match the hotel. I'm like, where y'all taking me? They saying some slick shit, trying to talk in code. I text my folks on the low. Don't let the other car leave the airport. They try to separate me from my team. That's when I knew it's a setup. I unbuckle, grip that thing, and tell them straight up, this ride over. Pull the over, we gon' see who really built for this. Man, they froze, pulled over. I hop out, heart racing. I told my people, we get in the room ourselves, we Ubering, we riding deep. No more outside security. I ain't go online. I ain't cry about it, cause gangsters don't do that. But I knew somebody was trying to line me up. Either industry, street, or both. And now,
or the government.
Just last week, I hear one of them dudes who picked me up got hit. Dead. Gone. Ain't no such thing as coincidence in this game. That karma real. So yeah, I'm saying it now. They tried to take me out last year. Smiled in my face. Called they self-security. But God had his hand on it. I peeped it early. That intuition saved me. This why I stay low. This why I keep real ones around.
Man. Gotta pray to God,
snakes
man.
Don't hiss no more. We ride in black SUVs and wear badges. Yeah. Goddamn, we ain't named it yet.
Damn, that shit
I
crazy.
get Timmy Boosie. Goddamn.
I guess him Boosie.
I can't imagine. I'm telling you, you get out, you gon' have I can't imagine. I'm finna make that on the way home.
Damn, kind of line Boosie up.
Realer than that. That's all. Just play me some realer than that. Play me some realer than that. I would have told working at McDonald's if I knew the jobs they were burning. Hey, look, bro. We don't have.
Boy.
What I would like is, what about say it with your chest. It's very, you don't have like, plug me up. But I can't do it because I'm on live. I tell you what.
Hey, that's what I be saying, man. One thing we got in this life is our balls, our word, and God Yahweh.
Look, man, I got one of the hardest.
Can't be scared out here on these streets. We gotta fight to death, nigga.
Just, you know what I'm saying?
God gonna protect us.
Yeah, I mean.
Them titties about to bust up that fucking shirt, bitch.
We got some we can play.
So Boosie and Tag gonna drop a tape together.
Look, man.
That's what's up.
Play Juicy what the second one? You talking about the third one? The one you want to play? Yeah.
But we got one more video after this. You know
what
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get straight to it.
One of your runners up, is your order?
In this video, he said the feds come for him and his son, man.
Look, man. I'ma say this and I'ma say it once. The feds been on me.
Yep.
This ain't nothing new.
Yep.
I've been telling y'all. I never sold out. I ain't shaking no hands with them folks. I ain't bowed down. I ain't switched sides. So now they trying to paint me and my son as criminals. I just pled guilty to that little weapons case, right? And now, boom. Now my son gets stopped and they say they smell weed. Find a gun. Same playbook. Same trap. That ain't no coincidence.
At all.
Y'all really think that's by accident?
No, the government.
Come on, man.
They don't want the strong black men to speak.
I got people inside.
And the coons.
Real ones. They telling me straight up, Boosie, this bigger than you. And it is. But I can't say too much. Because if I do, you already know what come with that.
Yep.
I been said I had to move out of Louisiana. Because your own city don't love you.
That's a fact.
They envy you.
That's fact.
Hate you.
That's fact.
Want to take you down.
That's fact.
But these folks, the feds, they global.
Yep.
They don't care where you run.
At all.
They coming.
You gotta move out of the country.
You move to Atlanta, they pull it up.
Yep.
You go to Houston, they knocking.
That's fact.
They waiting.
That's fact.
Just like chess. And they playing for keeps. You see all these other rappers getting pardons? They making calls to Trump, trying to get that paperwork signed. I ain't gonna say no names, but I could have too. Nah, I ain't never gonna kiss no ass for my freedom.
Yeah.
I stand on what I stand on. If I gotta do my time, I'ma do it like a man.
Fact.
Been through worse. But this with Tootie, that's what hurt me. That's my seed. They trying to break me through my son. That's the play. They know I don't fear prison. I've been there. But if they can put pressure on my kids, that's different. That's what make a real one snap. They trying to stop our legacy. They trying to make an example out of Boosie badass. But I told y'all from the jump, I ain't never gonna fold. They can take me, but they ain't taking my soul. To everybody watching, stay woke. It's a dirty game out here. Stay prayed up and never let them break you.
Rapper Boosie, whose real name is Torrance Ivy Hatch Jr., pleaded guilty to a charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm.
This charge stems from his 2023 arrest in San Diego's Choice View neighborhood, where police found the 42-year-old with 2 guns during a traffic stop. He initially planned to plead guilty for probation, but the case was then dismissed last year after a Ninth Circuit court ruled that it was unconstitutional to ban nonviolent felons from owning guns. A larger panel from that court, though, later reversed the ruling, upholding the ban. So now Boosie is set to be sentenced later this year in November.
I want to put it behind me. I want to get it behind me and get on with my life. You know, it's a lot of things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with. You know, I accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over it.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
Just say a prayer for me. I just need prayer. I don't need nothing else. Yeah.
And his attorney provided us this video of him performing on stage. Now, Hatch, known as Boosie to his fans, now awaits sentencing. He's a father of 9 kids. His fiancée was with him in court today. So some background on this case. It stems from a traffic stop in San Diego in May 2023. Hatch was arrested in Choice View after police found 2 guns inside a vehicle he was riding in. Now, the state charges were eventually dropped, but the feds then pursued a case against him because he was a convicted felon in possession of a firearm, which violates federal law. Now, the 42-year-old rapper announced earlier this month on social media that he was going to take a plea deal, and so this morning he went before a judge and entered that guilty plea. So here's what his defense attorney told me outside court.
I am optimistic for Mr. Hatch. He, as you just explained, wanted nothing more than to accept responsibility and put this behind him. And now it's my job to make sure the court understands the scope of the case and what the case is really about. And more importantly, all of the amazing things that Mr. Hatch has done for the community, continues to do, and the amazing things that he will do going forward.
Be your own people. Sometimes you try to get into a relationship, them niggas trying to take you out. You just don't know no more. You can't even be around people no more, nigga. Everybody wants to fuck shit. Big goofies. Free that nigga Boosie, man. Alright, we back. See, that's the thing about working with street niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of this shit is basically done off of words. Don't have lawyers. 9 times out of 10, there's no police really involved, you know what I'm saying? Which is a good thing, but you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that, like, it's basically by word. And if something happened where it just, the 2 words don't come together, bullshit can happen. So I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully Boosie stand on business and everything good, man, because, when you got God, bro, you're going to be protected no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Shit might happen, but you're going to be protected. You know what I'm saying? Gumby, man, we know a little bit about Gumby, but we know a little bit more now. Hey, Gumby kind of crazy, but hey, don't mean that anybody can't get touched. Just because you put some money on somebody don't mean that something else can't happen to you. You get what I'm saying? But that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Also, the feds, we've been on the feds trying to take out black niggas. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't know nothing about the Hitt. That's why I've been trying to tell you, man. You better be careful who's around you, because you just never know who these people are. You try to put people in business to win and make money out, but these people might come around and they might try to backdoor you. You don't know, man. And his brother, man, that motherfucking brother trying to end Boosie with his actions. But we out this bit, man. We just looking into it. Hood, Northside, Big Crip, gang, Northside shit.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.